everyone to heal, as Jada did say, meaning he will have a mea culpa, and we're not going to burn him at the stake. We're going to forgive, because that's what happens. Isn't that what happened with Brian Williams? Isn't that what happened with Michael Vick, I guess? I don't know much about him. I know Chrissy Teigen had a moment. Everyone's had a moment, No one's too big for the game. So when will that process start?
Okay, so she's done multiple, obviously you can find her on TikTok. She's done multiple
Listen,
videos.
I mean, it's almost like two things. One, this is probably a good place to stop at this topic because we don't know more than the B. The B knows it all, apparently. But I think that B is angling. I think that B is angling to get Will Smith on her podcast. So nice try, Bethany. I hope it all works out for you. And we'll see. But the B apparently has spoken and she knows all, as we've learned.
There you go.
Moving on. What would you want to talk? I know what you wanted. Before we get to RHONY, before we get to Kathy Hilton, I know because you're you're used to be local on the ground over there in Potomac. They're filming the new season, guys. RHOP.
They are.
And you want to talk about Michael Darby.
Now look, I've had a long history with Michael and Ashley. They were like two of the first people that ever came on when I did a live podcast. I'm talking like 4 years ago. They were two of the first people that came to the podcast. They were live guests. They've been amazing. And, Ashley and I have had a moment because I've had Candace on and Ashley confronted me and she was like, I feel like you rubbed it in my face, like the fights that Candace and I had, and you exploited that. And remember when Candace like basically wished her baby would die when she was like in labor or something, like craziness. So, we had our moment and I apologized and I was like, I'm so sorry. I feel like sometimes I'm Wendy Williams and I go too far. Like I get it. So then we've been really good ever since. We messaged, obviously we're both moms. But Michael has been plagued with these rumors, and I'll tell you, they had kind of, I'm not going to use the word an open relationship. I think they always sort of had, they've openly said they've had threesomes, but I think they always talked about it when they invited somebody else into the bedroom. She's even said that on the show. Now there's a new rumor that he was down in South Carolina with a woman. A picture has surfaced. It's all over Reddit. It's a very innocent picture. It's like, it could be like you and me walking to like a conference center. They're not in bed. It's not like the picture of him that was at the MGM in Maryland where he was in his underwear. Remember the night that he did go up to a woman's hotel room or whatever. I think their relationship is very solid. I think they're thick as thieves. I think they are on the same page about sex. I think that they are probably less swingers and threesome people, obviously, now that they're parents. But I think that's how their relationship to some degree started. I think they were anything goes in their relationship. She came out on her Instagram story immediately and was like, leave the Aesop fables to the Aesop fables. This is bullshit. Michael and I know everything that we're doing. And I have to say, knowing her personally, I believe that. I don't think Michael I don't think he's cheating on her.
Okay, there's so much there. So while I'm getting phone calls from Jill Zarin screaming, or not screaming, but addressing the fact that I called her a bitch on air. And you pick up the phone and it's Jill saying, did you just call me a bitch? So I'm getting called out by Jill Zarin. You're getting called out by Ashley Darby, apparently. And she's saying, you talk about me on your podcast and trying to start shit between me and Candy Gal, and I ain't having it. Well, I'm glad that, so that's good. Listen, you've arrived. You're getting called out by Miss Darby, but I'm glad that you and Miss Darby have moved past this. I agree. I think Michael and Ashley are, mind you, I think Candace and I'm not saying Candace and Mr. Chris Bassett have threesomes, but I think they're really kinky too. But I think Ashley and Michael, I agree. I think they're on the same page. And I think I can't imagine the kinks that go on inside that bedroom. I just think, listen, no judgment. If you're both on the same page and this is what you both want, I think it gets really freaky deaky in the Darby household all over.
Oh, I do too. So I think they're really good. I've said this, my prediction is I actually wouldn't have been surprised if last season was their last season because we hardly saw Michael. Maybe she'll keep going because, she's been relatively unscathed the past couple. Well, I shouldn't say that because Michael's been in like a ton of shit. I wouldn't be surprised if this season is their last. I don't think that they love the show like they used to.
I would agree with that. I don't think they love the show either. Would they really leave? I mean, they don't need the money. I mean, it's Potomac, so we're not, this is like Dallas. We're not, I mean, Potomac's highly, but they're not getting the Luann Ramona $1 million, which caused the show to be canceled in part, salaries, but they don't need the salary. I mean, they can quit.
I think they can quit. I mean, Michael is a well-known and was before well-known real estate developer in DC. That is true. I mean, I would see Mike. I didn't really put any two and two together. I didn't know who Michael was, but you would see him out at social events, like before he and Ashley were together and on the show. So, I can't remember who I heard this from, but I do know there was a lot of question in recent years that the show is hurting Michael's construction and development business. Then, of course, now I don't know how serious he is about becoming a movie producer. But DC is kind of a funny town where they don't really like reality TV. So I could see, maybe they're riding this out 1 or 2 more years. Cause I've got to imagine, I mean, this is Ashley going on 6th or 7th season. She's got to be making a pretty penny. So maybe they're going to ride this out until, another year, another 2, milk it for what it's worth. If Michael doesn't have to appear much, then I think it's a win for both of them.
Which he certainly didn't last season. No, but I think, look, I mean, let's just call some facts what they are. Giselle, the Grand Dame, and Candy Gal, they'll hold on till the end. I mean, Giselle will handcuff herself to the machine. Candy Gal will literally cut off her leg if she needs to. And the Grand Dame cannot stand by and watch the show go on without her. So
no.
I agree that Ashley would be one of the ones that probably left on her own. I would agree with that statement.
Unless Robin actually gets married to Juan this year, I think it's the last year for Robin too. Random prediction.
You know what? Tongue-tied, because I've been saying that for 4 years now. So, and I think Robin knows that. I think Robin's probably, we've had some moments, Miss Robin and I. So nothing personal, girl. It's just, I'm telling you what I'm seeing. But I've been calling Robin's last season for at least 2 seasons now. So I'm not going to say it.
And maybe, they're getting high ratings on Potomac is an awesome franchise. So maybe, maybe they've learned too, don't rock the boat. Just if it's working, if there's no mass outrage. I mean, of course there is on and off for Candace all the time, but still, I think why break? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Now with these rumors, I put you up to the task of reaching out to Candy Gal.